Let's talk about laptop bags. Just kidding, there's a gun in here. So the topic of truck guns and PDWs has become a popular subject, and I'm referring to guns that you will take in your vehicle or take with you out in public that are bigger than your pistol. And I think I found a pretty good answer. At first I was thinking about putting a rifle like this in a bag, maybe in 2 pieces, but the deployment is so slow, it's heavy, and it's not really something that I can realistically carry with me out in public. I'm actually thinking this is a better solution for a truck gun, or like a PDW. And just think about the weight and the size of the bag that you're gonna have to use to carry that gun with you out in public. This I'll bring in the grocery store, the gym, Walmart. And if anyone asks a question, I just be like, yeah, I don't want to leave my MacBook in the car. Where maybe you could get a laptop bag that'll fit the upper receiver and the lower in 2 different pieces, but overall it's just less practical. All right, so what's in the bag? And here, what I've got is a full-size Glock 17 and a Recover Tactical 2020 chassis. I thought these were so dumb at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to try it. The other thing is that all my students who take classes regularly have a full-size gun laying around. Like, it's not really doing anything. It doesn't really serve a purpose anymore. It's in their safe or it's somewhere in their house for home defense. But it's still a pistol round. However, it's also still a small package that I can carry in a laptop bag. Now you can shoot it even one-handed like a pistol, two-handed like a pistol, or kind of like you would see guys doing with the MP5Ks back in the day. So it's still maneuverable, it's just a little bit heavier and less maneuverable. However, it gives you a stock or brace, whatever. And I've only shot it a little bit, but I was really happy with what I saw. It made challenging shots with a pistol easier. Now, this isn't the answer if you suck at shooting a pistol, but considering if you had to hand a gun to your wife or your kid, someone who's not as good at shooting as you, this will make it easier for them to get effective hits on target, which means it also makes it easier for you. So you can shoulder it and shoot it like this, and I'm 6'2" with a big ass head, but it's still easy for me to do. Handing it to someone smaller, it's also easy for them. I don't get why they made the other mounts for it, other than people asking for it. I don't think they're necessary. I just take a red dot pistol and put it in the chassis. Benefit to that is that the optic is going to be zeroed on the slide and you're not having anything change when you take the gun in and out of the chassis. Another thing I really liked about it was the maneuverability. It's only about a foot out in front of my face. Trying to do that with a pistol, if I bring it back that far, I have to move my head down and I have to do weird shit with my elbows to make it happen. Like, it's not a natural, comfortable position at all. Out here's where I shoot my pistol. And here's where I can shoot this chassis gun. Here's a 10.5 inch AR-15. Iron Pig Armament, check them out. It's my boy Turtle. The other thing I like about this is that I have a mag on board ready to go in the gun. So in this, there's a 24 rounder and a 17 rounder. And of course you can put bigger mags in it. This is a 33 rounder with a 24 rounder. So that's a lot of bullets you have in a small gun. A big part of why I got this too was I wanted an excuse to have a bunch of 33 round Glock mags that made sense. So maybe that's your reason to buy one. Now, mounted on the gun, I've got the red dot on the slide, of course, a Surefire X300 Turbo, and then a laser. The red dot and the light I really wanted. The laser I'm just kind of experimenting with. But if you think about, like, a lot of guys don't like having a weapon mount light in their EDC. So if they did go to use a flashlight, they would need to use a handheld and their pistol, which will lead to a lot of one-handed shooting, which is not as easy to do as two-handed shooting. Now, I haven't tested this that much, but I've also found this to be easier to recover back on target, just with the way you're holding and gripping the gun. Now, it comes with a sling that's basically a piece of shock cord. That's fine if you want it. I would rather have nothing, or I would design my own because I make nylon gear. And I think if I'm pulling this out, it's going to be in my vehicle or in public, and it's going to go back in the bag after I'm done with it. Thinking about it too, if you put a silencer on this, that could be a nice small package that's also quiet. Defiant Munitions makes subsonic ammo, so you can run that through it. My plan is to come out with a PDW class where we work with guns like this, small ARs with the folding stocks, same with AKs, all the different PDW guns and the ways you could carry them. Do some drills where we compare your performance with a pistol versus a PDW. Do some vehicle stuff, some force on force, and have good data points for the students on their effectiveness with their normal EDC versus having a PDW included with it. And there's other PDWs out there. The Flux Raider is really popular right now. I would love one of those as a Glock. 365 I wouldn't mind. Very hesitant on a 320. But there's a bunch of options out there. I liked this one because I could keep an optic mounted to my slide. And it's very small. And for 180 bucks, it's kind of like I can try it. And if I don't like it, I'll just have it set up somewhere or gift it to someone. And again, I just found it very practical. Having that gun in this bag versus trying to fit this into a small bag, have that like barrel poking at the top of the nylon thing going on. Plus that's way lighter than this will ever be. I think a little Draco would be a great PDW gun, but the gun itself and the mags are much heavier and it's not something that you would really want to be carrying around that much. So having something that there's no reason to leave in the car is a good idea. Because criminals break into cars and they steal your shit. Stop arming criminals. Like the amount of times someone said, oh yeah, I carry my gun. I'm like, where is it? In my car. Like, really? If I wasn't wearing pants right now, and I said I'm wearing pants, they're in my car, you would call me a retard. But yet people think leaving their gun in their car is a great thing. Anyways, that's it guys. Thank you for watching. Keep fighting communism. Kill all pedophiles. And remember that training saves lives.